Okay, so we had some sticky situations that are seeming to kind of show themselves now. It's opening up. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 5, episode 3 of Greenleaf. A lot of the little situations are starting to open up, so we're starting to get this, insight on the actual storyline of Jacob. And more with this Charity. Honey, listen, this Charity, I think I'm going to be enjoying Charity. I do. I really, really do, because she is acting a fool. Sophia and even AJ. Now, I done told y'all I was pissed because AJ, I don't know why they won't let him go. I just don't know why they won't let him go. But whatever, I'll play the game the way y'all want to play it. But AJ need to go, child. Listen. Anyway, first things first. Darius. So we done got rid of Darius for a couple of weeks here. Darius actually was doing his thing and messed around and got fired. Baby, he was talking with his boss about the whole thing with Bob, honey. And listen, he mentioned the stuff about Bob going to the Senate and this, that, the other. They were trying to just pull him off the story until just dead it. He mentioned what he knew, just a little piece of what he knew. Baby, fired. F-I-red, honey. Fired. I said, oh, that's so shady, honey. So he's on his way to Vegas to chase the story. So good luck to Darius, and he'll do what he do. Darius will come back on top smelling like a rose, honey, especially if Gigi has her way. And don't see him kiss Gigi. I said, oh, Darius, honey, he want that old thing back, honey. I said, come on now. Hey, look, I'm here for it. Jacob and Carissa. She come in there, and I'm so sick of her old raggedy ass. She come in there, honey, flicking lights and lifting up the shades and carrying on. He in there sleeping like an unemployed individual. Honey, she come in there starting mess, telling him about going to go get the little boy. Nah, baby, you wanted full custody, right? Then go have full custody. Your baby need picked up, go pick him up. Go pick him up. And he was like, he wasn't doing that, but that's what I would have did. You think you want to do me, whore? Out of time, no, I'm not doing anything. You think you could do this without me? Do it, bitch. Do it. He told her, move out. Why don't you just move out? Just go ahead. Just go on somewhere and go. She started thinking he was telling her to like leave the room. No, get out, bitch. Go find somewhere to live. Beat it. He gonna say, she said, as soon as I know that me and my children are taken care of, then I'll go. I would have that bitch thrown out. Thrown out. Now, legally, he can't just throw her out. But I'd make her so uncomfortable that she wouldn't want to stay. She'd be willing to leave, honey. And I wouldn't put my hands on her. But I'd make her feel so uncomfortable. Baby, she'd have her purse on her arm so tight, heading for the door. Do you understand me? Filthy bitch. She's a mess. Anyway, moving on. I mean, and look, the thing with her and Jacob ain't always been the best. But Carissa picks, which is like, she picks. And you did, when she brought that whole little STD up in there, girl, it wiped away what he did. He ain't stunt your growth. You done messed him up, honey. You done made him burn when he paid. Little varmint. Anyway, moving on. Charity ended up talking with Lady May and Bishop. Honey, listen. They're trying to offer her the position to do music at the church. She told them, no, I will not sing at your church. This, that, thing, and the other. I said, really, girlfriend? And then they're like, oh, you be associate pastor. I'm already the associate pastor. I said, you ain't never going to get back in with your family. You keep on with all this. And they're going to tell Lady May, did it ever occur to you that I have a plan? Did it ever occur to you, Mama, that I have a plan that I'm going to do? She said, actually, no, it didn't. You're not that smart. She lets her have it. She do. She lets Charity have it. Because Charity's pathetic. She is. She's absolutely pitiful. She reminds her every time she get a chance. But anyway, she did that, and then she told Bishop, and they are playing into this whole thing again, lighten it up. They're playing into this thing about Bishop's health failing, honey, and she's forcing him to go have. He keeps forgetting shit, and she's like, "You're going to have a physical," and he don't want to do it. Bishop, you're going to have a physical. Now shut your damn mouth and just do it, because your ass is looking at the on-site of Alzheimer's. We know what it is. And this is, now this, let me say this before we go on. I don't like, there's certain things that are coming across a little lazy for me in the writing. Like how they brought this in, like this, just boom, in his memory. And we notice that it's the on-site of like dementia and Alzheimer's. I don't like that. It seems very lazy to me. Y'all let me know. Am I picking? Am I picking? You know, I know the show's getting ready to be over, so they kind of got to rush some things along. But this just was so predictable. How I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's very Tyler Perry-esque to me. I don't like that. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Anyway, so Bishop is going, you know, she's pushing for him to have a physical and everything. So, oh, and May, child, this was the part, as if May hadn't said enough. When she told Charity about her running behind Judy and Phil, she said, it ain't going to be long, honey. They're going to have you rocking their little cinnamon-colored baby just like a mammy. I said, oh, baby, listen, that cut like a hot butter knife through butter that wasn't frozen, honey. I said, oh, May, that was nasty. True, but nasty, honey. I said, oh. Then there was this whole little thing with Nikki and Sophia. Sophia goes down there. You know, she just showed the whole breast picture. Zora kind of like fixed it and cleared it all out and all of that. Then they ended up, Sophia was throwing Nikki's clothes in the garbage. And she was like, she walked in on it. She was like, what? And child, they ended up having a little altercation, honey. And they went back and forth. And it was really all about the boy. And she ended up telling her, baby, at least I can have babies. I said, you know, I looked at that Zora. I said, you are truly your mother's little bitch, honey. You really, really are. Because that is so dirty. That is so dirty. I don't give a damn how you and your cousin ain't getting along. That's your first cousin. And was your best friend. The only friend you had. And for you to literally give her that information, you're a dirty, rotten something, honey. And then had the nerve to turn around and say, I promise I didn't say, bitch, you're lying. You're a liar. You're lying, bitch, aren't you? And that's what I would have gave her. Honey, and Sophia knew it. And Sophia was like, looking at her. I said, no, baby, I would have surely leaned into her, baby. And you're lying, bitch, aren't you? She told her. That was so trifling. But that Nikki is something, honey. You know, she get ghetto. She's an old gutter snipe. When she told her, she said, oh, nice breath. And she going to say, you know, Sophia corny, child. Nice breath. She going to say, yeah, I put a little something else on it so you can see what you're not going to never get. I said, oh. Really, ma'am? You could have brushed your teeth, whore. Sophia whore. Anyway, I said, oh, it was going down, honey. That Zora, I promise I never said anything. Little lying Christian. Moving on. Phil and Charity. He come telling her, we need you to do something. they want her to do the opening. She thought they wanted her to preach. I said, listen, nobody wants you to preach, really. Like, ain't nobody feeling you're preaching. Girl, I don't know what. It's sad. It really is sad. Because she swears she got a word, baby, and everybody's giving, maybe later, girl, maybe later, honey. Girl, later, girl. Go on now, honey. He's turning the water into wine, girl. We ain't got time to hear what you say. No, oh no, girl, they're serving the bread now. Girl, go on. They just keep letting her have it. But they told they want her to do the welcome and they want her to sing. Baby, she's like, whatever, honey. It's about Judy needs help with the music. She said, I'm sure she does, honey. Then told her, she said, that's okay. Because I'm going to preach. And I'm going to preach past you and her and all of that. And he said, well, I'm going to run it by Bob. I'm going to run it by Bob. He lying. He lying. Ain't nobody wants you to preach, girlfriend. They don't. She ended up having that little conversation. Then they end up having another conversation. Baby, she told him, I'm going to preach, and I'm going to preach past you and Judy, honey, and leave y'all in the dust. I was like, so it's a competition. Okay, girlfriend. All right. Anyway, now May finally ends up seeing Noah. Noah shows up. He comes to the house and all that. And Gigi literally ain't trying to have nothing to do with Noah. And May was like digging, like trying to put them together, talking about how sharp he was and he ain't aging, and went so far as to say he could move back into the house when Zora leaves to go to college. He could have the loft again. And child, Gigi was giving, excuse me, no, let him go, honey. Ain't nobody trying to be bothered with him. Honey, and that May went, I said, girl, you just on it today. You done tore up Charity. Then she turned around and was talking about, well, y'all are going to be a family, so we're not going to be no damn family. I'm AJ's mama. He's AJ's daddy, and that's it. It ain't, baby, he ain't getting out of this box. That's it. Honey, she said, well, listen, one of you gave him away, and the other one didn't even know that he existed. I said, oh, shit. Honey, Gigi's face, I felt so bad for her. It was like that same hot butter knife she tore up Charity with, she took that and jammed it in Gigi's back. Honey, Gigi was like, she got up and left. Bishop went following after her and was like, May, you know, child, listen. And May, she had told Bishop earlier, she said, hey, nobody speaks to me like that but Jesus. I said, nobody speaks to me like that but I'm getting ready to take that. I'm going to take that line and I'm taking that on tour, baby. You understand? Wait till somebody get an argument with me. I'm going to tell them, honey, what? Bitch, nobody speaks to me like that but Jesus. Now, you're mad. She really thinks her ass weighs a ton. She really do. I said, oh, Lady May is too many things. She is. Anyway, I was done. I was like, okay, girlfriend. Nobody speaks to me like that but Jesus. You understand, James? I said, oh. Anyway, he told Gigi, you know, he just put her in her place. It was like, don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. You turn around. He said, your mama was out of line. She's out of line, but you know who she is, you know, and all that. I was like, child, guess what I'd have gave James? I would have told him, listen, I don't give a shit what you talking about, Bishop. She out of order, and don't be telling me nothing about that's just her. The whore's out of order. I love Lady May, but that whore was out of order. Anyway, moving on. Jacob had this whole little dealing with Tasha. They went to see Daryll James's daughter, who is actually the half-sister. She's pretty child. I said, oh, she's so sharp. But she's the half-sister of Basie and Rochelle. Nobody knows where Rochelle is. Basie's dead. Child, they talked to her. She seemed open to what Jacob is talking about. She don't have any proof about what happened. But she's been told all her life, basically, that Bishop was at fault for Daryll James being murdered and all that. Now, what she did, I was like, whore, I got my good eye on you. She told, she was a little shady at first. Then she kind of warmed up, and Jacob said, can I come back and talk to you when I get more information, this, that, and the other? And she's like, that's fine. You know where to find me, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then when they left, she called somebody on the phone and was like, Jacob just left here, this, that, thing, the other. And I was like, who's she talking to? So do y'all think that Basie really ain't dead? Or is she talking to Rochelle? Because that's all I don't know where Rochelle is. We got to see. Anyway, after that, Tasha, her mess. Tasha tried to come on to Jacob, honey, and tried to kiss him. And he told her, I'm going through divorce, this, that, and the other. She was just as happy as a lark. I said, Hutch, you want to play second fiddle, huh? And that's the thing. Jacob goofy and all that. But Jacob must got some good Peter. He has to have. It must be something that they say. I mean, he's sharp. Now, Lamar Rucker is oof. Anyway, yeah, he's a whole piece of something good and tasty, honey. But Jacob must do some hella fat fucking around here, because the way they be carrying on, I think that must have circulated through the streets that he puts it down to the church house. But she was all ears, honey, and they gonna tell her, let's just do it right this time, pushing people up off of you. I said, okay, Jacob, with your goofy self. Anyway, I asked Tasha's already, and she all grinning and smiling, honey. Anyway, Corinne ends up taking the job for the new church as doing the music. She said, child, I know how to hold a tune, honey, and click a button. I can do that. I said, old Charity's going to be evil, honey. And then the little guy, I can't think of his name right now, but they couldn't get him, honey. He done took a job. Charity's good friend. He done took a job. Ain't nobody fooling with y'all, because y'all be playing games. But anyway, Judy and Charity end up getting into it. That Judy, ooh, you bitch, honey. Judy gonna say, girl, I needed to ask you a question. She's like, what is it now, honey? I just want to know your feelings about this ring, honey. She said, I feel it's a little cunt. She said, I thought it was perfect. Well, it was his mother's and this, that, and the other. And baby, she let her know, girl, I had the ring first. Had I not given it back, bitch, you wouldn't even have it. Now you got to be fussing about it. Well, when I have his size, I said, oh, don't she trying to call you fat on the slide, honey. I said, oh, honey, that Judy, she need to be pulled by her hair. She really did. But Charity told her, she says, listen here, honey. She said, again, things are only going the way they're going because of you and your daddy pulling the strings. She told her, see, you have your daddy and I've got mine. But my daddy always wins. I said, all right, Charity. See, come on, Charity. Come on. But I need her. She's being evil enough to be hanging around. So she sinks her teeth into them. Her and Phil. He gonna try to, I hope things can just be like they used to be. She's like, no, I don't ever see that happening. And he got a lot of nerve. She should have spit on him. And that's nasty. But that's where he's at. Slapping Phil ain't even enough no more. Phil deserves to be spit on. And you will never hear me say that very often, because that is like the filthiest thing. But what he did to her, short of slitting his throat, because I don't want her to get no body. But yes, she spit on him. Anyway, it's really dirty. And then it's all in her face. You know what I mean? She works there. She got to keep on looking. And then you see, you got this old stinking whore always picking at her and carrying on. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And Judy needs to be pulled by her hair and slammed into the pavement. Anyway, moving on. I'm being just real violent today, ain't I? But they all deserve it. AJ requested for Sophia. And honey, Gigi's little feelings was all hurt. Girl, sit down. Y'all know AJ and Sophia's friends. Went in there, baby. He planning on leaving again. Sophia feels like we feel. She's sick of the bullshit. Baby, when I tell you, she got AJ so thoroughly together and told him, listen, I'll turn you loose. I won't even think of you anymore. I'll act just like you didn't exist. I'll tell mama to leave you alone and we'll let you go, but not without an explanation. I need to know what is all this bullshit that you got going on. What is the problem? And he told her. He told her, and then he asked for Gigi to come and talk to him. Not Noah, but Gigi. I'm going to get to it in a second. And we'll talk about it when I get over to that. A couple minutes. Just hold on. Judy and Phil, this was like one of the funniest scenes, Charles. He was talking with her, and he basically kind of gave her a little bit of, lean up off of Charity a little bit, but he ain't say it in those words, but she got the idea. Like, girl, leave my girlfriend alone, honey. And he was like, can we just pray? Honey, she went to say grace and pray and carry on. And he was rolling his eyes. He was so, like, I said, child. It was the funny. It was like he was like he threw up a little bit in his mouth. I said, child, you're going to be sleeping with that woman and everything. But you're a loser. You're a loser. You're going to destroy yourself. The universe is going to destroy you, Phil. I promise it is. Anyway. Then Carissa and Jacob end up getting into it, baby. And Jacob told Carissa went to doing her normal, threatening at him and talking shit to him. He told her all bets are off. I want partial custody, so you can call your lawyer and tell her we ain't doing all that was agreed upon, because I'm going to fight you for custody. I said, oh. Honey, and she went to saying something, baby. He pulled her whole hoe card out. I said, oh. And she's like, what? Wait a minute. And you can see her become distraught because she ain't really solid in what it is that she's trying to fight with. And he's ready to fight now. Jacob's with the shit. So I'm like, let's get it on, Carissa. Let's get it on. He went to talk to Bishop too, honey, and told Bishop, listen, I don't want to hear none of that old bullshit. Now you tell me what actually happened with Daryll James. Were you the one that called Daryll James to come down to the church and then he died? Because that's what Jacob said. They're saying it's Bishop, but nobody has proof that it was Bishop. And he's like, maybe it was Mac setting it up. Bishop swore, but damn, first he was like, I don't know why you asking me that to say. He was like, listen, man, I ain't for this bullshit. And he answered, he said, no, it wasn't me. And he said, now tell me what's going on. He said, it's complicated. I can't tell you right now. It's complicated. Guess what, Jacob? His ass ain't going to remember it that way. And he's still working out. Child, he was working out. What was the little leg kicks that Bishop was doing? I said, what is that? If you don't sit down. It's supposed to be a serious scene. The little leg kicks. I was like, what is that? Gotta love Bishop. Anyway, so Charity and May have another conversation. And May come in there, she kissed Charity on the cheek and told her the associate pastor position is still open. It's still open. And she was like looking through some stuff. She said, you know what? You sing. And she's like, but I never wanted to sing. I always wanted to preach. And she says, maybe you're on to something, Charity. I said, oh, what did happen, May? She's being nice to Charity, honey. Kissed her and let her know she loved her. And Charity, they've been pondering over a name for the church. And Charity told her, well, why don't you just call it Eternal Faith? I said, that was really good. That was really good. But, May was like, oh, I'll think about that. I said, Last thing, and this seemed a little lazy to me, and maybe because I've seen it so much in my comments that a few of you actually said this, and I was like, it was, AJ finally told us what his issue was, but I don't know why I just wasn't satisfied with it. I was like, okay, I mean, I understand the strife and all of that, but I think I just wanted more. And it just seemed so obvious and so easy. He ends up telling Gigi that when he was in jail, he was raped. And one of the people it was a gang rape. One of the people who raped him actually gave him HIV. So he's contracted HIV. And that's what his whole problem is. He's shame. You know, the rape on top of the HIV is like two levels of shame that he's actually dealing with, and that's what he's like. I don't want to talk about it no more. You know, so we don't know where AJ's going to go, or if he's going to leave, or what's going to happen with AJ. But at least now we do know his story has been opened up into plain sight, what the story is. So Sophia knows, and Gigi knows. So we'll see what happens with AJ from here. I got a feeling AJ gonna continue to get on our damn nerves all the way to the end of this shit. Anyway, all I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna say this and then I'm getting out of here. To the writers, come in close, my loves. He better not, at the end of this, become a believer. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him becoming a believer because he needs to become a believer. Like right now, if he don't have faith in nothing else, he needs to definitely have he needs a connection with the Most High, honey. He does at this point. But he better not be preaching or singing in no choir. You understand me? Don't y'all pull no Tyler Perry mess on me, or I'm going to be very, very upset. I'm out. I'll talk to y'all next week.